So that moves us on to our next section, which is our Picks of the Week. So as always, if you're new to the show, as always, every week we have some Picks of the Week, which can be something related to video games, movies, books, anything basically in the vague realm of entertainment that we've been enjoying over the last week. We want to talk to you guys about, because they may not be the greatest things in the world, but we've had fun with them. We feel like in this crazy lockdown world, you might have some fun as well. So let's crack on with it. And I will go to Nick Flair. What is your pick of the week?
So there is a series on Netflix that my brothers introduced me to that I wasn't sure that I'd be into, but I actually ended up really liking, called The Midnight Gospel. They are a series of podcasts. I don't remember what the original one is entitled, but the oh dear,
I'm hearing us.
Yeah, that's okay. Sorry,
an echo.
It's okay. I've just muted it. Hopefully the echo's gone now.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
So yeah, there are a series of podcasts that were cut down and made into these episodes, anywhere from about 26 to 40-ish minutes, and they're all really interesting because they're all are people who are pretty alternative. They're deep in philosophy. Their topics are like on self-reflection, on death, on forgiveness, and they're all really really interesting. And there's like a little mini story. It's very Adult Swim-esque. It's animated, but it's like not for kids, and it's covering heavy topics while also like people kind of die or whatever. Specifically, there's an episode where this the main character is talking with this bird who is attached to this prisoner, and while the main character and the bird are talking about the process of trying to find peace with yourself and understand and grow as a person, this guy is trying to break out of prison, and he's in like a time loop situation where he dies and then comes back, and he's trying to break all the way out, and every time he dies he comes back to the start. So it's very weird to watch, but it's also really interesting.
Okay. Yeah. Let's
Chris has told us about this before, Graham, but I am wondering if he was talking about the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like I haven't heard this. Yeah.
Does it look like Steven Universe?
Yes.
Okay. I think Chris just did a really bad job of explaining it then.
Right. Okay, yeah.
Because, I just looked it up. It is the exact same thing, but he just talks about going into different dimensions and like taking control over someone else's body, and that's all he said about it.
Right. Okay.
He literally said nothing you just said about the show.
Well, that's the setup, is that he goes into different dimensions and whatever, but it's the context so that he can have these weird podcast style interviews with people and they don't have to relate to each other.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
It looks. Cool. I just had a quick Google on it. It does look quite interesting. Yeah. This is. I feel like this is something that would never normally come into my realm of being. Like, even if someone just mentioned it, I don't think I'd really like look into it as much. But yeah, it's what you've described. It is quite interesting. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Scotty, have you got any questions or any further thoughts on that?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fair enough. Yeah.
I mean, it looks interesting. Maybe I'll check it out. I'm more inclined to, because I know that it does have a plot, sort of. So.
Yeah, it's just like Nick. Is it actually quite depressing, or is it actually more fascinating and the stuff it goes into?
I think it's more fascinating. There's not really a coherent story arc. Mm-hmm. It's the guy. He goes into these universes and interviews people, and they are pretty heavy topics. So like I said, self-reflection, there's a pretty interesting interview he does with somebody with his mom about death and accepting that and moving on, talking with somebody else about grieving and loss, forgiveness, all these very interesting philosophical topics.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's
Again,
definitely more. I think that's definitely more interesting.
Chris Powell's description of it.
Yeah,
So.
that's definitely more interesting than what Chris mentioned before. Because now, when you mentioned it again, Scotty, and what he said about the dimensions, like, oh yeah, he did say something about that. So thanks for joining, Nick. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you. You served your purpose. Love it.
Excellent.
So Scotty, what about you? What is your pick of the week?
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything because I started rewatching Stranger Things, and then we watched Die Hard last night. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure anyone who listens to this podcast is familiar with either of those. There's nothing to be said about them. So instead, I thought last week we watched the Bill Murray Christmas movie Scrooged, which I think people forget about here and there, but. Bill Murray's basically a money-grubbing TV executive that runs this company that has to put on this show for Christmas Eve live. And he is then visited by the three ghosts of Christmas. And it's Bill Murray. So it's good. It's funny. Maybe not entirely a family movie, so watch if there are children around. But that's all I want to say about it, because it's from the 80s, so I don't feel like I could say much that hasn't been said. But Scrooged, if you need your Bill Murray fix this holiday and not have it be a very Murray Christmas, which was kind of a weird special on Netflix. I didn't think it was that great. Just a bunch of stars throughout it, but Scrooged is a good time.
Yeah, definitely. I know about this movie. I have it on VHS. That's how old school I am with it.
Nice.
So I love it. I think it's a great movie. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. To be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, I put it up there. I put it high because it's one of those ones that it's weird. It does kind of embody the spirit of Christmas you've seen in a lot of other movies, but it's I can feel the way they do it is so different to any other movie. It's brilliant. It's so funny. I think it's just hilarious. And it's just a great take on, if you don't know about it, it's a great take on the Charles Dickens. I've just forgotten the name of what it's called. The classic Charles Dickens Christmas Carol. Thank you. Right, just reminded myself. So it's a great take on a Christmas Carol. A modern twist. I say modern because it's now like 30 years old. So not really that much.
Right, yeah. And Red Jaguar in the chat says, I don't know if we mentioned this actually at the beginning of the show, but we don't have the chat on the video, just technical difficulties. So if you think we're all insane mentioning the chat, there is a chat happening as we record this through Twitch. But Red Jaguar said, it's weird that I don't think of Bill Murray outside of Wes Anderson movies now. I don't know if that is not weird if you're being introduced to him now-ish, because he has not done... I mean, he's probably in his late 70s now. So it's not surprising he hasn't done too much. We could have a Bill Murray podcast because he's one of my favorite actors. But
he's great. That's
not totally surprising, Red Jaguar. So I'm trying to think what Wes Anderson movies that would be. Steve Zissou and The Aquatic Whatever of Steve Zissou, and I forget what Isle of Dogs is another one.
And also Royal Tenenbaums.
Is that?
I think he's in that.
Is that Wes Anderson?
No. Yeah. Now you're double. Oh, God damn it! Is this going to be the whole TLC thing all over again? God damn it!
Oh, good fucking lord!
Oh dear, I'm just googling it now. Royal Tenenbaums.
Red Jaguar says Royal Tenenbaums definitely, but I'm sorry, sir, but I don't trust your opinion because you didn't know who Kurt Russell was until 3 days ago. So,
so yes, Royal Tenenbaums.
I'm just messing. Okay, cool. I'll add it to my list of movies I need to see that somehow he's done so much and not been a main character that it's very easy to miss a Bill Murray movie.
Totally. I don't know if you know about this little factoid, which I've heard from 3 different sources now on like various podcasts and stuff I listen to. So I believe it's true. So I'm going to go with it. Apparently he doesn't have an agent and he doesn't have like a standard phone number to call him or something. So to get him into your movies, you kind of just have to work out how to get in touch with him, basically, and he still may not say yes or no. But apparently it's like, unlike any other actor out there, like, normally you just call up an agent and go, hey, we've got this new Hollywood movie, we want to get Will Smith involved? And they're like, yeah, I'll check his calendar. Whereas Bill Murray's completely different. Like, it's very hard to get hold of and has no conventional means of actually getting in touch, which I think is fantastic. I think it's brilliant.
That's 100% true. He confirmed it in an interview in the past couple of years. You just leave a voicemail on his telephone.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that sounds interesting. I wonder if he's got like a proper like MSN or WhatsApp chat message going though with Wes Anderson. I was about to say I forgot his name, but yeah, Wes Anderson.
He also. I'm trying to find the interview because I don't want to completely steal that whole topic. But it was either the Today Show or something. But he also said in that interview that he did the Garfield movies because he thought it was that Wes Anderson, not that Wes Anderson.
Oh.
So he indirectly agreed to them, and he said that those are the only like ones that he wishes he could take back.
Wow,
That's awesome.
that's pretty funny. Oh my god, yeah, that is pretty embarrassing.
Okay, yeah, it is if you look up Bill Murray the Today Show interview, it's that one.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Nice.
So.
Nice. Nick, do you know? Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. Go ahead, Scotty.
Red Jaguar asks in the chat, is that a Cartoon Network hat? No, it is a Ska-toon Network because Ska defines who I am as a person and it will never let me.
Awesome.
That's all I got.
Cool. Yeah, Scotty. Yeah, no, not Scotty. Nick. Sorry. Do you know Scrooge at all? Are you aware of this movie at all? Or
I think I looked it up real quick. I think I've seen this on TV.
Okay,
but it's not one that I've sat down and fully focused on. As opposed to like other Christmas carols, is it good? Is it grittier? Is it funnier?
It's grittier, and it's not a typical like we need to set up the tree. It's not a Hallmark movie. It's none. It's really none of that. So it's honestly a good bah humbug, but turns around. It's sort of predictable, but it's fun because Bill Murray, I believe, really is the best at doing nothing.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. Good shot.
So I am slightly. Oh wait, I just worked it out. Yes, good. Sorry, I was slightly distracted because I had to turn off my laptop because it ran out of batteries and I couldn't get up the chat window in my other stream thing. So yeah, now it's happening. Good. Sorry about that.
Live and happening, people.
Live and happening. Yeah, I didn't have my laptop plugged in and I didn't realize how low it was on battery. So
Glass
anyway,
behind the curtain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Graham's just got like 7 monitors showing nothing but Japanese right now in green fonts, I imagine.
Basically.
I'm in.
Yeah. Just Red Jaguar says also Harrison Ford does nothing.
Oh yeah, he's
true? Well, actually, I do know
acting a little bit.
Right, I do know. I do know. There's a story that just ties into another little fact I don't know about Harrison Ford. Do you know one of the reasons why they killed him off in? Oh, sorry, spoiler alert! If anyone hasn't seen the new Star Wars movies,
who cares?
They're terrible. They're not good movies, but in I forgot what they're called now. The first of the new movies. Someone help me! Chat, help me! What is the new one where Han dies?
Disney trilogy.
Royal
Force
Tenenbaums. Yeah,
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. Sorry, do you know why they wrote him out in the Force Awakens?
Because he asked.
It's because Harrison Ford apparently has never committed to a sequel for any movie franchise ever. So like when they first made the original Star Wars movies, he never committed to signing a contract to do Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi. They just when they came to start making the movie, they're like, we've got a part for you if you want it, and he's like, yeah, I'll do it. Apparently, he's never actually said like all the other actors were like, yeah, we're happy to sign up for like a 3 or 2 or 3 movies, but. Yeah, apparently he's never done it, and so for this one, they thought, well, I mean, we could just write him out, basically. So they just what they did, apparently. Because I know someone whose partner worked on that whole franchise for the new Disney ones. So it's like a nice little bit of factoid. Like, wow, that's good to know and stuff. And sadly, I never actually got to go see stuff getting filmed, but yeah.
And then Carrie Fisher died, and they needed somebody for the last one, so he's there again.
Yeah, they wrote out the wrong people, basically. God damn it.
So, what did Kylo Ren say to Leia after that first movie?
In real life, or
just say I don't know or something.
I don't know.
What?
Look, Mom, no Hans. See you guys later.
So my pick of the week this week, I'm getting even more festive than Scotty, I'd say, with this one. So my pick of the week is a movie called Last Christmas, which came out in the UK at least last year in 2019 around Christmas time. It's now available. It is literally Last Christmas. It all comes around. Perfect. Yeah. And it's now available on, there's a streaming service in the UK called Now TV. I don't know if it's available in America yet, but it's a Christmas movie starring Emilia Clarke, who is probably most famous as Khaleesi from Game of Thrones, and a few other movies, like Terminator Genesis, I think she was in. That's basically it. That's what I can think of. Do you know who I'm talking about? Emilia Clarke? Yep, cool. The dragon girl from Game of Thrones.
The more you talk about Game of Thrones, the less I know about her. So,
well, then I don't
care. It doesn't matter if I know or not. Just
it doesn't
keep going.
She's a great actress. I think she's really good. And anyway, this is very much more of a traditional Christmas movie in a sense. She plays a girl who she really likes Wham, the band Wham, and George Michael. And it's set around Christmas time, and her life is basically a bit of a mess. Like the year before, she'd had an accident and nearly died, so she'd been ill for a while. And then now she's better, but her life's just basically screwed up. She's got a really dead-end sort of retail job, working in a Christmas-themed shop 365 days a year, basically. And
That's
she
awesome.
keeps screwing. Yeah, it's a really funny bit where this person's like, "Oh, you must love this job. You must love your job so much." And she's like, "Yep, it's Christmas every day of the year. I love it." So but she keeps screwing things up with her family and friends. Like she keeps moving from like couch surfing with her friends and keeps like screwing things up with them because she's a good person at heart, but she does things in kind of a selfish way quite often. And she's trying to become a singer, so that's kind of her thing. As a child, she was a great singer and she wants to become a professional singer, but it's not really going her way. And yeah, I don't really want to get any much more into it, but I think it's a very funny movie. I mean, for the first half hour, I was like laughing my head off because I thought there's so many funny bits in it. It was just brilliant. It's very British as well. So if you like British stuff.
Is that on Netflix or? So
over here, it's on something called Now TV. I'm not sure what it'd be on in America, though.
Is that a channel or an app?
It's an app. So for channel wise, it's there's a company called Sky over here, and
Gotcha.
they own Now TV. In Australia, it's called Foxtel, so it's kind of part of the Fox network in America. Sorry, in Australia, I don't know if there's something like that in America. I know you guys have tons of cable channels and stuff like that, so I don't know. But hopefully it'll come out on like either Amazon or Netflix or something for you guys. But yeah, Last Christmas, named after the hit Wham song. Or is it George Michael or Wham? I can't remember who sings it. I think it's Wham. Anyway, but it's brilliant. And Emma Thompson, who's in many things, she's in Love Actually and stuff. She plays her mum, and she's just hilarious. She's so good. I love her in everything she does. But yeah, it's a very British movie. I think it's very funny. I just want to say, check it out. Really, it's lovely, warm-hearted, and a couple of sad moments, I'd say, in it, but also a lot of funny stuff. I can hear someone playing the song Last Christmas. Is that you, Scotty? No, keep it going. Keep it going.
It was taking too long to load that I couldn't mute it before the video actually started.
It's available on HBO.
Oh, great.
Perfect. There you go. It's worth it. Worth this subscription.
The company everyone wants to be a friend of right now.
Oh, dear. So Red Jaguar says Emilia Clarke is absolutely beautiful, but great actress. I think she's really good. I think stuff I've seen her in, I've actually enjoyed her stuff. Like she's been in a few things now, and yeah, I think Sky is owned by Fox now. That doesn't surprise me, to be honest. I feel like Fox owns many things,
which is now owned by Disney. So great.
Yeah.
Oh God. It's all comes around.
She has. I think she has a decent range. The things that I've seen her in is mostly Game of Thrones. I know she's been in a couple plays that were really well received. And oh yeah, she's in that terrible Star Wars movie. She has bad luck.
Wait.
She
Oh,
was in Terminator Genesis, and she's in Solo.
So, okay, I'm going to go throw this out there. I thought Terminator Genesis was not that bad. And I also think the Solo movie was actually a good movie. So I'm saying it. I'm saying it, people. Like So for me, Solo was just a fun movie. Like it's like wasn't like the most epic or special movie, but I enjoyed it. Like, did you just really not like it, Nick? Or
all of the writing seemed really silly, and I couldn't get away from it. Like,
okay, interesting.
It's and actually, I don't think Terminator Genesis is bad as far as quality. I think it's okay. I just know that it's infamous for people hating working on it. Like Emilia Clarke, in an interview, was like, "I really hope this movie is shit. Like, I do not want to work." Yeah. She talked about how she was like, "I was miserable on set." And I just want this movie to fail because I don't want to have to work on this again because the people who worked on it were terrible. I know that there was another movie. I'm forgetting what the other movie was, but Terminator Genesis was filmed at or near another movie that was infamous to work on, and the other movie actually made jackets that said, "At least we don't work on Terminator Genesis."
Oh, God.
Because of how miserable the crew and staff were. And I think Emilia Clarke has that jacket.
Damn.
No way. I didn't know that about Terminator Genesis. I know a lot of people didn't, for some reason, it wasn't received very well, but I enjoyed watching the movie. I was like, because I held off watching it. I watched it on one of the streaming services, and I watched it. I was like, I'm really enjoying this movie more than other Terminator movies. Like Terminator 1 and Terminator 2, amazing. Both amazing movies. I don't think anything could beat them. But after all the other Terminator movies I've watched, I've been like, eh. And this one, I was like, I'm enjoying this one. So, I don't know.
I'm in the minority with you there, Graham. I enjoyed Genesis.
Yeah, but I didn't realize it was bad to work for. Yeah. And so I still think the Solo movie, I think people need to give that a try. Even if you've heard it's bad, because I heard it was bad and I didn't watch it in the cinema. And I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm really enjoying this. I appreciate if you don't like it, that's cool. But when I was watching, I was like, this is like the fun Star Wars I remember. I'm just enjoying this. This is great. I also quite like the storyline of the characters. Oh, she's in the Fantastic Four.
No. It's Fantastic Four that was filming alongside Terminator Genesis. And,
wow.
And Fantastic Four crew, like, despite being miserable, made jackets that said, "At least we're not on Terminator."
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Damn.
As a viewer, I'd rather watch Terminator than Fantastic Four, because I saw that movie and I was just like, I thought, oh, it's building up to something. This is quite good. And then suddenly the movie ended. And I was like, oh, well, that was a waste of time. Like, it was just like, I was like, most of that movie I was bored, but okay. Yeah, never mind.
Caesar's in the chat, and he sounds off here. From a hardcore Terminator fan, I've seen all of them in the theater, made an effort to see the re-release of the first one in the theater since I was born. After it was released, I can say that Genesis was terrible. However, this is coming from a hardcore nerd.
Wow, okay. So you prefer Terminator Salvation to Genesis. I mean, no judgment there.
Rise of Machines is fucking stupid, but whatever.
Yeah, Rise of Machines, I was like, this is fine. It's not great. But
what about the one with Christian Bale?
Was that Salvation?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
He says, how much of a nerd? I legit can't watch Terminator 1 with its stereo mix. I'm not sure what that means, so...
I didn't realize it was
I need those pistols sounding like shotguns, he says. And the most recent one I liked all right, but it was like I could not take most of it serious after a certain point, but you know.
Oh, I haven't seen the most recent one, actually.
All right, I won't say anything.
Okay.
Yeah, she says, nobody had a good time making Terminator, and I'm relieved that Genesis was not successful because I didn't want to have to keep working on it. And I love that this interview is capped with the paragraph, fortunately for Clarke, Solo should course correct her blockbuster film career.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it's so sad.
Wow.
Oh, to be in the past.
Okay, so... Yeah, so... Caesar says, I can tell because the pistol sounded like shotguns in the mono mix, and he'll post a video in the Discord. So anyone who's on our Discord, check it out in the Discord for the comparison between the Terminators. That's really cool. But man, I still say to people, give Solo a try, please. Go for it. And so that's it for me for my pick this week. Is there any more questions on that, or are you guys vaguely even interested in this movie? Because I feel like it's a Christmas movie. Try and watch it if you can.
I am actually. That sounds a little bit interesting. Like it's not directly Christmas, and somebody being miserable, like working in a 24/7 Christmas store, just has very BoJack Horseman-esque hijinks vibes to me. So I want to see that at least.
Okay.
Is it dry British style humor?
In some areas, yes.
Okay.
It's hard to explain. There's I don't know. I feel like if you enjoy if you enjoy like things like Love Actually and some of the humor in that, you'll probably enjoy some of the humor in this. And I will say the part of her working in the store isn't like it's not all surrounded about her working in the store, although that is a main element to her life. But I hopefully you enjoy it, Nick. If you can, give it a try, and if we'll catch up next week or sometime, and we can have more of a chat about it if you like.
I like Emma Thompson, so I'll maybe check it out for her. She's great in Stranger
Things. Emma Thompson's great.
Yeah, she's really good. And so that will do it for our picks of the week.
Later. Fuck you, Nick.